So, I'm moving in 2 days from my mom's to my dad's, and it feels a little weird because this time is different. You know, usually, like, for college, you would just move temporarily and then you can always come back. But this time, I'm not coming back. It's definitely weird. Right now, I'm at my elementary school. So, where I grew up, everything like that I've done for the first 18 years of my life, actually more like 20, was all like in this little bubble. I like to call it a bubble. This is my elementary school. Still going strong. Still exists. People still go here. I'm honestly kind of shocked, to be honest with you, that this school's lasted so long without collapsing because, you know, this building's old. It's like at least 25 years old. Probably even older than that. When I was in elementary school, I was kind of quiet. I didn't really talk to people unless people talked to me, or like you were my friend, or I got called on. And I was one of those anxious kids that, like, if we were reading like a book or something, or a chapter of a textbook or whatever, and another kid was reading like a paragraph, I would read the paragraph after that just so like I knew what I was saying and I understood like the words, because when I'm anxious I have difficulty reading words, and I actually got made fun of for that. So I think every elementary school did this, but we painted like these, I guess, murals. I don't really know what else to call them, and I couldn't remember if I did one or not, but I actually did. You could see it. So my name will forever be at this school. I did something incredibly basic. Like, I heart this school, this elementary school I went to. It was so basic. I did that when I was in 4th grade. And this elementary school goes kinder through 5th, or pre-K. I don't know if they do pre-K or not, but they do. They could now. I have no idea. What's wild to me is that, like, this is the school where I got my period. That may be a TMI, but whatever. Every person with a woman body part gets it, so deal with it. I remember exactly what day, where I was, what I was doing, around what time. I remember all of that when it comes to me getting my period. It was December 5th, 2012. I was in 5th grade. I was 11 years old. I'd just taken a math test, so it was like 11:30 a.m. Went to the bathroom after I took my math test, pulled down, boom, there it was. And me being the fucking yapper that I am, I told everyone. Because, like, I'm someone who is very expressive, and, like, when something happens to me, it's very difficult for me to be subtle and not show my feelings, especially when I was younger. It was very bad when I was younger, or very good, I guess. I sat down at my table afterward, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, what's wrong, Delaney?" And I was like, "Oh, I became a woman." Something my friend group liked to do was play handball in 5th grade. I never saw the potential. I never liked it. I just wasn't a sports person, but I played anyways. Was I good? Hell no. Sports was never my forte. When I was in elementary school, I played softball and soccer. I was like 9. Bad at both. I was terrible. Apparently, according to my parents, I was worse at softball than I was at soccer, but I enjoyed softball more. Actually, when I was in elementary school, I started doing musical theater. So I did theater for like 5 years, starting in 4th grade till I was a freshman year in high school. And the rehearsals were actually here sometimes. And I did lots of musicals. Wizard of Oz, Grease, Annie. It wasn't like from the schools, like an after school program type thing. I don't think they do it anymore though. I think they stopped due to COVID and just never really picked it back up. I did lots of plays. Wizard of Oz was the first one. I played Auntie M. And my hair was a lot longer than how it is now. I would say it was like to here, like mid-back. And putting that like thick amount of hair in a wig, that's something. It was a pain in the ass, to say the least. And then Grease. I did Grease. I was the what did I do? What was I? I was a teacher. But which teacher? I think it was the car teacher, the car mechanic teacher. Don't remember her name. We tried like 3 to 5 different wigs for her, and they all were ugly. They all were terrible. And then the last play I did while I was in elementary school was Annie. And during the play of Annie, I was just I was Bert Healy. But since I was a girl, they changed the name to Bertha Healy. I'm not kidding. So I sang in front of people during the play of Annie. I was in my rebel phase and I ad-libbed a line or two in the play without the head people's permission. It was me and another person who was playing like an orphan, and then the actress who played Miss Hannigan. And basically me and the other girl who played the orphan, we were just like, oh wow, she's like really mean. And then Miss Hannigan was like, what was that? We were like, nothing, and we scurried off. That's literally all it was. But my mom was so pissed at me. I find it funny. I think it's hilarious. I love it. I love it so much. I look back on that so fondly. It was awesome. I was such a badass back then. Yeah. Back. We teleported. We are now at my middle school, and that's just even more proof how like quick everything is, because it literally took me like 3 minutes to get here. Look at my dirty ass shoe. Look at that. Look how dirty this shoe is. Holy shit. It's like dirty. That's very dirty. God. Middle school for me was torture. I did not have a good time at all, to say the least. Just, you know, I mean, does anyone really have a good time in middle school? Can we be real about that? So, yeah, definitely not fun. When, well, the wind. Thank you. The wind was a paid actor in that. When I was in 6th grade, I legit, at one point in the semester or quarter, whatever, I only had 2 teachers because I don't know why. I think this is the only year they did this, where they just clumped a bunch of like kids or students with certain teachers. So I had math and science with the same teacher, English and history with the same teacher, and then lucky me, I had PE with the same teacher as I did English and history, which I think that's like the 1 year she taught PE, but I have no idea. And then in 6th grade, I did something called the wheel. I don't know if they still do this. This was like 10 years ago. God, holy shit. That was 10 years ago, bro. Wow. So, anyways, I did something called the wheel, which is basically like a bunch of miscellaneous subjects. Like, art was one. I was terrible at that. Computer stuff where we just typed. I don't think they do that anymore. Like typing classes. I did that in like 6th grade. I don't think they do that anymore. But I have no idea. What was the other one? Oh, it was music, but it wasn't choir. It was musical history. And that class was so difficult for no reason. There was no reason for it to be as difficult as it was, but it was so difficult. We had to like study like music and like musical notes. It wasn't choir at all. If it was choir, it would have been great, but it wasn't. It was terrible. And then drama, which was also terrible because it wasn't even like actual drama. It was just 30 kids in a tiny classroom and we had to do like random skits. It was cheesy. But drama was the same teacher who did English, history, and PE. So like my last like couple months of 6th grade, I had 2 teachers. It was crazy. That never happened to me after that. That has never happened to me since. But that's so wild to think about. A fun fact about my specific grade in middle school. Before I graduated middle school, we did not have a gate. Like a gate surrounding the school. After I graduated, there was a gate. There you go. There's a gate. Literally right here. I'm not kidding. That's there because the popular kids in my grade would sneak off and do God knows what. I mean, you can kind of imagine what they did. I never participated because I wasn't cool enough for that. I basically hung out with the nerdy kids, kind of. I don't really know who I hung out with. I don't know what you would consider us. I guess we weren't popular, but we weren't like complete no ones either. I don't know. I don't really know where you would put me in the fuck. There was a fly and that scared me. It was like very close to my ear. I don't know where you'd put me on the social ladder. Probably very low because no one knew I existed. At least, I don't think anyone knew I existed. Who knows? Maybe people did. I kind of just thought I was invisible in middle school because I kind of just assumed no one knew me because, again, I was very quiet and I didn't talk that much. But maybe people did. I have no idea. And I've kind of just carried on this everyone thinks I'm invisible, like, mindset since 6th grade. So, no clue, man. Maybe people knew who I was. I don't know. I will never know, probably. One time, it was, like, downpouring. And since this school's outside, as you can see, grounds were flooded. Like, flooded with water. And my shoes were drenched. they were fucking drenched, man. Like, imagine, it wasn't these shoes, but imagine, like, these shoes kind of just drenched in water. Just ruined. And my socks, too. My socks were fucking ruined. To where I had to go to, like, my PE locker and, like, exchange my shoes because my shoes were fucking ruined. I'm trying to read this one. It says my school's acronym, or the middle school's acronym, and it says the word POP. POP. Free of the face? God, I cannot read that. Oh my God, am I going blind? Oh no. Shit. It's probably all the screen time. I just made myself cringe. I'm questioning everything. Okay. I think I'm good. Hello. I'm driving. So we're just gonna get a really fucking fun angle of me right now. You just deal with it, please. We're driving to my old house. I'm not gonna show the house because I don't want to dox whoever lives here. Oh, there's a car. This particular house, I lived here for 4 years. Hello there. Welcome to Driving with Delaney, round 2. We are driving to some houses. And I'm not going to show the houses because I'm not going to do that. So I just figured I would talk while I'm driving. I forgot to mention, like, the plays I did while I was at middle school. So let's do it. The first one I did, you're never gonna fucking guess, was Shrek. I did Shrek the musical when I was 12. And that, I don't want to say who I was. I played Gingy, the fucking gingerbread. That was me. I played Gingy, and that has been a meme amongst my brother ever since. And it's hilarious, but it's also I kind of think about it, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was me. So, you know how, like, in the actual musical, they, had the person who played Gingy be in, like, a ballerina outfit and use a puppet? Nah. So, this was at the time where my mom still made decisions for me, and so what ended up happening was I was in a full-ass gingerbread costume, and they painted my face brown, which I feel like if they did that now, that would be a hate crime. I have a picture of myself, actually. Wasn't that great. I have no idea where I am right now. I took a turn. I gotta figure out how to get back to where I was supposed to go. Okay. Really? It's like a giant fucking Amazon Prime thing just in the middle of the street. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Okay. Please. Okay. So yeah, I played Gingy. I was in Sound of Music. I just was kind of a bunch of miscellaneous roles. Gingy was probably my big lead, which kind of, I don't know what that says. I did Sound of Music. It was just a bunch of miscellaneous shit. I did, this car is literally up my ass. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, how fast do you want me to go? This is a residential. There's this little tiny kid, shirtless and walking a dog by himself with no adult. What? That was wild. He was like 4 or 5 years old, walking a dog shirtless by himself. That's fucking crazy. Who in their right mind would let their kid... Whoa, bro. Absolute whoa. That was wild. Okay, cool. Anyways, I also did Aladdin, and I was like one of those girls who was just kind of obsessed with Aladdin. That's who I played. And then I was also in Beauty and the Beast, and I was just random shit. And then, yeah, that was basically all I did. Those were the ones I did in 8th grade. Well, almost all of them, but we'll get to that. Right now, I want to talk about this next place I'm at, which is some apartments. And I lived in these when I was in high school, for like 4 months, while where I currently live, or my mom currently lives, it was being built. So this place was like end of freshman year and like, I want to say mid sophomore year of high school. And boy oh boy, did shit happen in this apartment. 2 fun stories I have to share. One is, I remember there was a cockroach like in the apartment somewhere. It was right there. That was where I lived. And there was a cockroach. And my brother, who was like 13 or something at the time, thought it was a brilliant idea to use his pillows to tape like the vents shut so the cockroach couldn't get in. Because we didn't know where the cockroach went, because it was in my mom's bathtub and then just like disappeared off the face of the earth. We had no idea where it went. So that's a funny meme. And then so I had a friend come over, or an old friend come over, and we ended up running into a very old friend of mine, Lean Moore, God. And we were just chilling. There was me and like 2 of my old friends at the time. We were just chilling outside like that little apartment complex. And then all of a sudden, I had like, there was like, what are you doing? Okay, well, I'm just gonna go around you because you don't fucking know what you're doing. This guy's just stopped in the middle of the fucking lane. Like, what? This guy was parked in the middle of the lane, like right by the stop sign. Like, what the fuck, bro? Anyways, there was these like kids, no idea how old they were, no idea what they looked like, nothing, in like these like all colored onesie type Animorph outfits. There was a white one, a green one, a red one, and a blue one. Like all like head to toe, like covered. I really hope I'm explaining this well. If not, I will show a picture of what I'm talking about. And there were 4 of them. And they were just staring at us. And by the way, like, we were all like 15 years old. 3 15-year-old girls. And these 4 like anamorphic dudes just staring at us. It was fucking creepy, to say the least. It was very, very, very creepy. And they were just kind of staring at us, and every single time we kind of moved, they were like following us. This went on for, I think, like 30 minutes. And then the 3 of us just kind of went back to my apartment because we were creeped out. We tried like talking to them to try to figure out like who they were and where they came from. But they never spoke. They literally didn't speak to us at all. They were just staring. And it was really weird and creepy. So, we are about to stop at my next house. This house I lived in for 2 years. We're gonna go back in time a little. I lived in this house 4th grade. Mainly 4th grade and 5th grade. And this house, it was right there, back there. I missed it, oh well. This house in particular, my family and I like to call it the birdhouse.
Why, you may ask? Well, because there was this bird that would peck on our windows. Like, we had windows kind of like by the stairs. It's my right of way, jackass. And now you're going fucking slow. Fuck you. Like, why? Was that necessary? It was my right of way, and now you're going slow. Ugh. I hate people sometimes. This bird would like peck on our windows by our staircase every day. My mom got so pissed at this to where she ended up putting tinfoil up on those windows. And we had that tinfoil there for like a year and a half. And then when it was time to move, she took them down because, we were gonna move. The bird came back. The bird came back and continued to peck at our house. I'm not kidding. That's actually a story that happened, and it's hilarious. I don't know what kind of bird it was, so don't ask me because I don't know. It was like a tiny bird. It was a tiny, tiny little bird, and we have no idea why it was there. It could have been because of a nest, to be honest. That's that's the most logical answer, but I have no idea. So yeah, fun shit.
Hello. We are at my high school. I am walking. I just parked. They have solar panel parking. Yes, I graduated the year 2020. I graduated the fun year. Now, with this school, I can actually show you what an outside school looks like. That's a Chipotle bowl just sitting there, empty. So, this is what an outdoor school looks like, for those who have never seen one before. I came to this school 2016 to 2020. Hello. So yeah, while I was in high school, they added lights. See this shit? They added lights. What the hell? That's new. They did not have that before. Why do they have that? Why? What do you need lights for? Okay, that doesn't make sense, but I don't know. So, while I was in high school, I did choir for 2 years. I had a solo once. I was a sophomore and I had a solo, like in a song. I quit for 2 reasons. One, and this is the main reason, so how this choir works is you audition and you can like move up to different levels, and I didn't move up and I felt like shit, so I dropped. It worked out in the end, but the second reason was there was kind of hints of favoritism, and I kind of felt like I would never really get anything, even though I did have a good voice. I just didn't think I'd get anything because of that favoritism. And on top of that, when I would audition in front of the other students, I would get so anxious to where it would kind of fuck up my singing voice. Anxious girly. But the one time I got a solo, though, was when I auditioned for the song in front of the teacher. That was the one time. I wasn't nervous auditioning in front of him. I was nervous auditioning in front of the other students. Why? I don't know. I have no idea why that is, but who knows. I also did some musical theater when I was a freshman. I went to the last 2 musical theater-y things I did. We went to a different place, still an after-school program. Alice in Wonderland. I was the doorbell. And Elf, which I hate. The fact that I did. I was the manager at Macy's, and then, I don't know. 5 years later, I ended up working at a Macy's, so it was foreshadowing of my life events. Yeah, I stopped doing musical theater just because it became too expensive for, like, my family, and I kind of just didn't want to do it anymore. In high school, I was friends with the nerdy kids, the gamer kids, and also, like, the band kids. We were, like, a mix of kids who, all of them were gamers pretty much. Band kids, choir kids, there were a couple theater kids in there, and yeah. We were also the group who dated each other, which was so fucked up looking back on it. I only dated one person out of that group, but God, everyone dated each other, everyone liked each other in that group, and it was so fucked. Like, looking back on it, it was so fucked. I could do a family tree. Not a family tree, but I could do, like, a tree of, like, who dated who, if you want me to. Because it's so funny to me. Like, looking back on it, it's so funny. I actually just remembered a story from elementary school, so I'm just gonna share it. When I was in 2nd grade, I was, just playing at the, grass area, and all of a sudden I heard kids screaming and running away. And I was like, what's happening? I look up, and I just see a swarm of bees just fly over my head, and I was just like, oh my God. So I fucking bolted to my classroom so fast. I don't think I've ever ran that fast in my life. Like, I don't think I ever ran that fast in my life. We had a beehive at our campus. Not campus, at our school. Whatever. It's the same thing. It's fine. There's an ant. You can't see the ant, but there was an ant. I didn't kill it. I could have, but I didn't. Honestly, all of the stories I have from high school are, like, bad ones. Or, like, drama-filled ones. Because, my high school journey was so full of drama. God. Some of it was self-inflicted. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of it was not. You guys want to hear drama-filled stories I have? If you do, I can make a video about it. Video about all my fun drama-filled stories I have, because I have so many. And, like, I have so many. Especially from high school, like, it's wild. If you guys want to hear, like, all my fun drama-filled stories I have, let me know, and I will be happy to share. I won't name names of anyone, though. I'll use their zodiac signs, because I do remember most of their zodiac signs. When I was a freshman in high school, my choir teacher was nominated for a Grammy for, like, because Grammys, they also do, I didn't know this up until my freshman year of high school, but the Grammys does, like, gives awards out to teachers, like music teachers and choir teachers, and my choir teacher was nominated in 2017, and he won. And then after that, after he won, we had, like, a big celebration for him, and we had, like, a concert. Like, we got to perform with Jason Mraz. I have a video of Jason Mraz, actually. I can put that in right here. Here you go. Here's Jason Mraz.
With another band for a long time, like another, another group, another artist, and you spend the summer together, or you spend the whole season touring. Usually on the last show, there's a prank that happens. You prank the opening band, or they prank you. You can expect it to happen. And we've done things where we bring a parade onto their stage, and we chucked confetti into the drummer's face, and he accidentally inhaled it and barfed. Oh my God. I've gone out to the opener and just stolen the microphone in the middle of this song and sang "Milk, Milk, Lemonade, around the corner fudge is made." We've had another band drive a motorcycle up onto our stage and kill the PA system and blast Motley Crue through the house. So those are the craziest moments, and we plan them. Luckily, I've not fallen off of the stage during a show. I've fallen off the stage in several sound checks. Ripped my jeans through the crotch. That wasn't very good. Luckily, it was during a sound check. There were stairs going up to the stage, but then they removed those stairs. And I said, "Good night, everyone," and I just walked right off into the pit. I've had band members wave at the audience and trip over their monitors and fall off the stage. But luckily, there's not been anything tragic or traumatic that's happened yet. But we have a lot of fun.
It was Jason Mraz and the Foo Fighters. Fight for Fighting. I get those two mixed up. Why do I do that? I do that all the time. Why do I do that? It was Jason Mraz and Fight for Fighting, like, came to our school and sang with us. And a couple of choir kids at the time actually got to sing a song with him, like a new song. Love Is Still the Answer. That is what the song's called. And they don't, like, have, like, solos or anything, but they're in the background. So if you, like, play that song and you hear, like, tiny, like, very minimized audio voices of just background, like, it's terrible. But you get my point. Those were, like, kids, like, choir kids at my school. That's a fun fact I have. Cool. I have a poster of the concert at my house. I can share it with y'all. COVID happened while I was here. I was a senior. I was like 2 months from graduating high school, and then I remember where I was, like, when they were like, "Oh, we're, like, ending school, we're gonna go on a 2-week break." I was in 5th period English in like the English building, which is all the way back there. And I remember, like, we were starting to, like, do stuff, and then the teacher was just like, "Oh, well, there's no point because you're about to go on, like, a very early spring break, so we'll just chill." And we just ended up chilling, and then little did we know, man, that's wild. I graduated high school 4 years ago. You know how fucking crazy that is? You know how crazy that is? I graduated high school 4 years ago, y'all. Like, holy shit. You know how wild that is? I think that's all she wrote.